Mafia Magazine Radio. T, is that you?
That's me.
Hey,
live, uncensored.
Hold on, baby, for a second. Let me set you up. For all my listeners out there, right now, you getting ready to hear a young lady from out of Florida that is what we call a quadruple threat. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to sit down with her for a second, and she's going to explain to you how she getting down and the things that she do to drive her in life. Hey, T, so how life treating you today, baby?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the moms out there, you know, just handling their own, doing their thing. Absolute.
No doubt. Happy Mother's Day to you and all that, all the young ladies that's out there listening and all the mothers that's out there, man. We appreciate all that you do. And if it don't be for the mothers out there, man, it wouldn't be such a great place to live. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt, baby. So, T, tell us, let's start off, tell us about, you know, where you actually originally from, you know what I'm saying, and how long you've been doing the things that you've been doing.
Well, I'm originally from Philadelphia, Germantown, and I grew up, you know, doing the music thing with my parents, and, you know, I was jazz-based, and Frankie Beverly, Sun Ra, my instructor, one of my, you know, teachers was John Gilmore from Sun Ra and his orchestra. And, you know, so I was classically trained. And, you know, I got to a point where I left music for a while as I got older, you know, exploring other facets of life and doing my own thing. And, you know, I came back to music when I was about 24. I left it for a while, came back to it hardcore when I was 24, you know, and it's just like this light shined on me and said, you know, it's like the creator was like, this is what you need to be doing. And nothing is going to be right unless this is, you know, unless you're doing this. So. Right.
And so you started out around what, like 96?
Yeah, with my first independent label, which was FLA Records out of Clearwater.
Right.
And I jumped on board with Holly Robb and Dr. Ray, who were with Island Records at the time, and they had their little independent thing going on, and I came across this rapper named Squirrel, who incidentally ended up on the soundtrack of what was it? Booty Call, yeah. And so much has happened, so much time has gone by and everything, but so I started collaborating with, you know, and getting my experience in with that indie label. I stayed there for 2 years, you know, just absorbing an abundance of experience from engineering and just being a producer as well as, you know, an up-and-coming artist. And, you know, how the independents, you know, sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. And unfortunately, you know, the record label folded and I was out and just, you know, trying to find my way to stay in the music and, you know, keep a roof over my head and stuff like that. And then I just, pomp and circumstance happened that I fell across. I just stumbled upon this amazing artist and friend to this day named Asia Lorraine. And that was back in 98. And I was bartending in a club, and I was playing the piano because it was on stage, and I was taking a break and just playing. And then she came in, and I just heard this voice.
Right.
And it was like angelic, like it belonged with my music. And I turned around, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And from there, you know, the rest basically is history. We started collaborating on projects, and it ended up taking us down to St. Croix. And it was my first time out of the country, and so we started doing our thing. And unfortunately, you know, life happened, and we got split apart. She ended up going to New York, and becoming a part of the Rough Riders, and I decided to stay in St. Croix and, you know, develop my talents more.
Right.
And so, you know, a few years later, I came back to the States and just started setting up with Dark Alley Entertainment with I call him my little brother. And that's Calvin C.D. Durand. And we started to formulate Dark Alley because we had a bigger vision, just, you know, other than being, you know, artists. We wanted to be business people as well, and just, you know, give other artists a shot at, you know, taking their independent music and not having it molded in any particular way. We didn't want to, you know, have them to. We didn't want to kill their creativity.
Right, and so. you definitely, for those of my listeners out here that's never heard T's music, she definitely has a very wide range of different things that she do. And T, I actually want you to tell me a little bit about, you know, about your experience at the time when you said, you know, when you was in the studio and the cats used to come in and they used to walk by you, you know what I'm saying, and was giving you those funny looks, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you just another chick hanging around the studio, you know what I'm saying, and you know, and ain't nobody really trying to hear what you talking about, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, until you had to explain and show them that, you know, you can actually put your producing things down, and you also is a great engineer in your own right. So give us a little insight, you know what I'm saying, on how you had to kind of rise to the top, man, to show these cats you had the cream, you know?
Well, you know, usually from my experiences, you know, you'll hardly find a female in the studio that's, you know, rocking a mixing board or a keyboard or anything like that. So, you know, the guys would come in and I would be sitting at the helm, and they'd look at me and they'd be like, damn, she's fine. Which one of y'all, you know, I got 5 on. And, you know, I would just overhear all this stupidity and just saying to myself, okay, you done?
Right.
Because I'm the one that's, like, laying your track.
Yeah.
And then it would be like crickets.
Yeah, they distracted already. They don't even know what they're playing with so far. You know what I'm saying? They come in the studio thinking they got something else on their mind, not knowing that, you know, you put yours down. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and that's a beautiful thing, because a lot of people don't really know what it's all about, and it's very rare that we actually get to see, like you said, a female sitting at the helm, you know what I'm saying, ready to actually put it down, you know what I'm saying. And so I always thought that was a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying. So after, you know, you started doing all that, you know what I'm saying, then the respect came, and after that, you know, how did the door start opening up for you, baby?
You know, people just started listening, and I jumped on a couple of websites. I think Reverb Nation was the biggest, you know, was my biggest platform for getting my music out. And once that started once I started uploading my music to those sites, I started noticing that I was gathering a large following from overseas.
Right.
And you know, people were asking me, what kind of music do you produce? I'm like, hell, I don't know. I just make music. You know, I can't, my music is, I don't live my life in a box.
Right.
So I can't put my music in a box. I just do music.
Right.
But if you like it, hey, I'm doing my job.
Right, no doubt. And I was actually getting ready to ask you, that was a question I was actually going to pose to you about, you know, where did you, some of the concepts for what you do, some of the concepts for your music, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that just something that just comes to you spontaneously, you know what I'm saying? Because your music is definitely, is different. I mean, it's something that the game actually needs, and we actually appreciate, you know, how you bring it to the game. So tell us, give us a little insight on exactly where you get inspired from, your music, you know, your inspiration comes from.
I don't even know how to answer that. I think the only thing that I can say is, you know, my mind's a marathon, and I say, you know, I'm a vampire, because I'm always up at night, and that's when I get the greatest amount of, you know, motivation and ideas, and they just fly left and right out of nowhere. I never know what type of music I'm gonna end up composing. I just sit down, I look at my keyboard, I look at all the lights and everything on my equipment, and I just look up. I'm like, yo, G Money, you know what you're doing. So, I'm just he's definitely the purveyor and I'm the conveyor.
Yeah.
So these messages come through me, and whatever comes out is what comes out.
Right.
I'm not a manufactured musician. I don't know how to be. I just, I'm blessed with a gift that is just, I just go with it.
Right. Right. And so when you went over to St. Croix, I mean, like, how did that work out for you over there? I mean, were you widely accepted over there? I mean, was your music, embraced over there in St. Croix?
No, as a matter of fact, it was, I was rejected.
Wow.
The Islanders were, for the most part at first, they were like, female producer, get real, get out of here. But then, I went in the studio and I just did what I do.
Right.
And so, you no matter where you go, you have to build up that respect. Nobody's just going to, take your word for anything.
Right, no doubt.
But to look at, a female, even for me, when I go into places, if I see a female, just sitting there and just like doing her thing and tweaking knobs, and I'm like, damn, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.